I want to start a stream at the beginning part because he goes, fighting gold.
No, he's saying something else.
And it's a JoJo reference.
Oh, that's a JoJo. That's JoJo. Yeah. But what he's actually saying is home, riding home, dying hope.
I don't think
Hold
so.
on to hope.
That kind of sounds silly.
No, I think I'm right because I know the lyrics to the full song.
Oh, the game turned me around. That's not how I saved it.
But you saved you in the same position. I'm turning on Final Fantasy 14 because I forgot I had to exit the game actually real quick because I forgot to turn game audio to earbuds.
Wow, I thought you were ready.
I was ready enough.
We're just going right into it. Speed run.
That's fast.
We're gonna get to the next story beat within the 2-minute mark of the stream. Let's do it. Also, it's like really far away. Now remember these funny lads? We were grinding for that dumb shit.
Yeah. In this big crater from the Dalamud, funny. Haha. Big old red.
Oh, it's like, where am I? Oh, Fresh Prince? Fresh Prince?
I get it. That's like the show. Incredible.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they named it that, you know? Like the mission, I mean.
Oh yeah, they do funny joke mission names. That is what is done.
Is it even worth pulling out the whale?
It's not that far.
He sends a hostile presence. Do I have my bird? Yeah. R. R. X? To unslow myself? Man, imagine being described as hateful.
You must be really hateful for that to happen. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, there we go.
No. No Banjo-Kazooie sounds. I like how they just had a note of their plan. It's like, yeah, do that. Alright.
Yeah.
Time for the telescope, maybe. No, not quite. Are you guys rendezvousing?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Look. Hey, look, it's Ilbert, our great friend. He's got him. And look, it's Yugiri. She's back.
Is she
You
modeled
remember
yet?
her, right? Nope.
They didn't find the time for that?
No, they didn't finish the Dragon Folk model yet. Actually, oh, excuse me. They might have. I said this to Gavin too. They probably did finish the model by this point, but they're like, "Why would we do the reveal just yet?"
I didn't think it faded out, or it would fade out, but that guy was wearing gloves that I would have really wanted.
Yeah. Were they the same gloves that were in that dungeon that one time?
It's kind of hard to tell because that was like probably a year ago.
Eh,
And not really, but like, you know, round
I
up a
know.
bit maybe.
Oh man, again we are back to hunting for the spy. So like I said, it was gonna come back. It did.
Oh, how they just don't care about like characters standing on a slope. It's like, yeah, that's just how it is. Their 1 foot isn't gonna be on the ground. You're gonna Mega Man it.
Hop over that wall. You can do it. I don't think there's there's not an invisible wall there.
That'd be kind of crazy. Like, considering everything else about this game, if they had
Yeah.
an invisible wall there of all places.
Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 was very egregious with invisible walls to the point where it made people angry.
They put an invisible wall around every town except the entrance.
Yeah. No, but also, this is probably too much of a deep cut for you. But you know, in Gridania, that kind of sloped hill where the bar is, and there's kind of,
Yes, actually.
but there's also kind of like a second path that elevates a little higher than the main slope.
Maybe not that one. Unless it's like, you mean the steeper part of the slope.
Kind of. Basically, there's like, it's almost like a little ramp off to the side that elevates a little higher than the main part of the slope out in front of the bar. There was an invisible wall between that and the actual main part of the slope. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can find. A screenshot, because this was one of the worst ones. This was the one that made people furious.
I like the sound of fire in my right ear. Oh, don't tell Robon. He's not gonna feel too good.
Actually, no, I was incorrect. Here's the thing. It used to have like a flat part and like a ramp up, but then it was replaced with the slope in A Realm Reborn.
They just changed the landscape entirely.
They were changed the landscape a bit, but let me get you these 2 screenshots while you enjoy this great story.
We need people. You, suspicious man. Come fight with us. Okay. Smiley face. even as we speak. What about the 5th?
Alright. I got what I was looking for.
You know, it would be really funny if we actually didn't fight Shiva. Because, like, you know, you think, spoilers, for the sake of the game, you'd fight the ice boss, but for the sake of the story, they're trying to stop that from happening. And I mean,
Yeah.
it hasn't happened yet, but, like, what if they actually did it this time?
I guess.
It'd be kind of unfair, honestly. Should have done that for Earth Guy. He was kind of boring. Like, to go off of my idea from the other stream, where there was no mini-map indicator or anything. Like, you're just supposed to know where Nofika's altar is. I'd be so
Yeah.
fucking screwed.
So actually that was actually I think that happened in Final Fantasy 14 1.0 as well.
Actually, wait, hold on. I think I know. It's like outside the book people's thing, right? Because he was talking about the Lotus, and that's the sub area. Is that it? Hold on. Maybe I'm right. I think I'm right.
Yeah, you are right. You're correct.
If I had to guess, that would be the one time I'd be able to get it.
Chris,
Because
you'll play this game enough. You'll get it more often. As
I don't
we
think
go.
so. I feel like you probably had the entire map in your brain by this point.
Actually, no, because I did have to think for a second which one was Nafika's altar. But I know places. Like,
But, like-
I know Big Mountain and Funny Trees places.
Like the I don't even think the altar, like the fact that it even has a name at all, kind of surprises me.
There's a lot of names. Anyway, before you do that, I have these screenshots that I'm gonna share.
Like, this is the altar, right? This thing right here.
Yeah.
It's just
But
like
here's-
a weird bowl.
All right, Chris. Here's what I got. 3 screenshots. This shows you kind of what they were doing with invisible walls. Now, this is courtesy of the Speakers Network, which is a Final Fantasy XIV YouTube channel. So that's kind of what the hill looked like.
I wish I could just drag it into OBS.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe I can. You have dragged the URL into OBS. It will automatically add the link as a source. Oh, it does work. Oh man, that's ugly though. Not just the screenshot, but what OBS did with it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm surprised that this is even a thing.
This 1.0, and look at the second image. That's the invisible wall.
I'm
Right at
glad
the end of the slope. You cannot actually even walk off of it.
I'm glad they drew a line. Yeah, that would be annoying, wouldn't it?
Now, then this is what you're more familiar with now.
Wish my monitor setup wasn't crappy.
It's fine. But see, the third image, that's the actual slope as it is today.
Honestly, you know, might as well put it in just because it seems steeper in the actual game than it looks in this image. Maybe I can do it because it's in Discord. Oh, the computer didn't like that. Okay. Where is Final Fantasy 14?
Just alt tab to get to it.
It's on the top of my stream OBS monitor. Oh my god. Like, what are you doing up there? Encoding overload. Here we go. All right. No, no, no. I don't even remember the name of this place. It's like a freaking miracle. There's even a lotus here. Just a bunch of logs.
Well, here is the thing, Chris. You've at
Change
least
has
got
come
better.
to the
You know the
Garlean
difference
Empire,
between
and
Ul'dah,
we must
Gridania, and
discuss
Limsa
the
Lominsa at this point,
implications.
pretty much.
It's a really low bar.
The rumors are true then? The War of Succession is
But
ended.
it's a bar you've cleared.
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
You think her like brooch thing kind of looks like the final boss from Kirby Star Allies? That's what I've been thinking.
Little.
Who?
Whomst.
Oh yeah, there's a new emperor in town. Remember they had the old emperor got really old and died after we
The
defeated
birth and
Gaius.
all too rapid expansion of the Garlean
Wait,
Empire
wasn't
is commonly attributed
which
to the
one's the
strategic brilliance of
Garlean
Solus
Empire?
Zosgalvis.
The
But he
Garlean
did not
Empire.
rule alone.
Wait, are
Several
you,
members
this is
of
the
the
Empire that was
the
fighting
main
against-
also
antagonists?
distinguished themselves
They
during
were the
his reign.
Garleans?
Remember Gaius, and he was like, "I hate the guys. I hate the primals."
Yeah, and then what threw me off was you said the Emperor died of old age, and I'm pretty sure we killed him.
No, okay. Gaius was not the emperor. That's your mix-up.
Oh, right, that was only like part 1 of 14 parts.
Yeah,
Right.
Gaius was the leader of the 14th Imperial Legion.
Well, hold on, you have to say he's the leader of the 14th Imperial Legion.
Yeah.
No, okay,
and you
just
know
minus
him
2.
well. That's minus 2.
Except I literally
Okay.
don't, but
But in any case, last time in the patches, they said after we defeated them, like Gaius and all his buds in Eorzea, and we drove them out of the continent, what we essentially did, we had good fortune because they actually weren't gonna mount a counterattack because, fortunately for us, the Emperor died of old age shortly afterwards.
wow, what a coincidence.
And the reason they weren't doing anything is because they were having a civil war to see who takes the throne next. And
Oh,
they're showing you
idiots.
now they're going to show you the new guy.
Who is Solus Zosgalvis?
That was the old emperor who died.
Nevertheless,
What a fucking
it
name.
was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely
Most
passing.
untimely.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without
this
naming
guy.
a successor.
Like, he
Yeah.
has a rig around his shoulders so that
That's-
the cape is wide enough.
That's a lot of shoulders.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
Like, why do all evil people look like that? Can't they just look normal?
No.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
It's like a comfy chair, honestly. Padding like an actual modern day computer chair. Oh
Indeed,
my
yet
god!
claims count for little without
Now
the
that's a
power
hat.
to
I thought it
assert
was
them.
a mask!
High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
Is that his name? Oh my god.
Yeah, Varus Ye Galvus.
His hat kind of reminds me of the wizard form of Smithy in Mario RPG with the
Here's
little
an
penis.
here's an important thing they don't tell you until a secret like
So young
hidden lore
Varus has
tidbit in
torn the
Heavensward.
crown from his
The middle
uncle's
name
grasp and
is their
taken his
title.
place at the head of the Empire.
Or it has to do with their title. Like his name is Varus Galvus, and the Ye is because he's the emperor.
Varus Galvus. I wanted my names to sound kind of similar. Oh my god, the fucking hat! I cannot. How does he even balance it? Doesn't look like it actually stays on properly.
Given the troubled nature
Has
of
to
his
have a
succession,
mechanism that,
the
like,
new
all the arms
emperor will
latch onto
require
his head.
time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Except me.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces
Right,
occupying
14.
Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions.
Is that like Yeah, it's like Final Fantasy 14.
But
Middle
you
of
can
the
be
game
sure
right
they'll
there.
be ready to march on us again if their emperor gives the word.
When?
He's
Not
so
if.
short.
They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new Emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all.
Which one was the Meteor Project again?
Dalamud fall on the ground, Bahamut explode out
Oh, okay.
project.
Yeah, I would be
Basically,
against that one.
yeah. Varus was
I
like,
propose
"Don't
that we
destroy
set
Eorzea
aside the
because I would
Cartier
like to
dispute
have
for
it.
the present,
We should
and
have it
discuss what
instead
measures the
and
Alliance
rule
might
over
take
it.
to
Don't
prepare
blow it
for
up."
a resumption of hostilities with
The also
Garlemald.
the thing is, the Garlean Empire, when they tried to do the Meteor Project and throw the moon at Eorzea, they didn't actually know Bahamut was in it.
Yeah, we'll just throw the moon on, that'll create an explosion, whatever, and it's like, oh, ooh, we didn't want to cause that much destruction. No.
Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but
Ishgard
stand
time.
as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Nope, Ishgard time is 3.0, Heaven's Word.
What could we possibly be doing now?
You're still looking for the spy, remember?
Oh my god.
And also, they're talking, hey, here's the new Emperor. He's gonna be a bad guy eventually.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it.
Wow. Rude.
If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by.
They're impenetrable, unclippable gates.
But that is a discussion
Now, hold
for
on.
another time. At
They do
present,
have a bunch of
I am
magic
more
barriers
concerned by
beyond
the
the
fact
gates
that
as
the
well.
Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
It does remind me of when game developers put layers of invisible walls. It's just, like so funny. What are they? The old Final Fantasy devs?
I know, right?
Out of Ul'dah. Oh, it actually can show it to me. How about that? Yeah, racists, we know. I mean, if I just claim ownership of the Omega, then no one else can be like, I want it, because I have it. Just saying.
Just saying.
It's not what I wanted. Oh, I want a silly outfit.
But Chris, you already have a silly outfit.
Is this even better than what I have? Nope.
No.
I would hope so.
No, I told you you bought the Ironworks gear with the tomestones you had. There's still a few slots you can get Ironworks gear, but Ironworks gear is the best gear in A Realm Reborn. I just told you to go straight for it, since there's no use grinding, like, the old gear. Only grind for the best gear you can get in the expansion until you get to the real endgame. Unless there's a piece of gear you like the look of, but you're pretty set on Christmas suit.
Oh no. She's a foreigner and she's evil. Why are we high? Like, we were just talking probably within earshot.
What is she suspicious?
Even as we speak. Sure, I'm pretty hard to notice. I'm telling you, they should they should do the Spyro thing. Where she just walks forward and then turns around and you have to be hiding.
Oh.
I thought it was gonna be like, what are you doing talking to me? You're supposed to be tailing her. Oh wait, hold on. I have to do it properly. There we go. The way it was originally intended.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was originally intended in 1.0.
Oh no. She can be up or down, and when you get this close, it won't tell you.
So while we're still speaking on it, I'm pretty sure the reason the original invisible wall slope was so infuriating is because if you got to the edge of the hill, the ramp part, you still couldn't walk off. You had to be on the flat ground and then you turn. Like, it's like, oh, I can just drop. You cannot drop off the edge. So then we're like, well, now it's just one slope.
She wasn't down there. Fucking Crash Bandicoot A's. I was half expecting that to be her. Vigor. Don't want any of your aphrodisiacs. Go away, you weirdo. Nice.
Thanks for that information.
That's why you help you boys out.
That's why you help the Doman refugees whenever you can. Just station them in Mordona and give them some jobs, and then they're gonna be your friends.
What could my character possibly prepare? God. Minion enthusiast. Get away from me, you Karen.
Also, you mentioned like if it was an option last time, but I checked. Yes, there is a minion roulette that you can put on your hotbar, and it will summon whatever minions you have set to your favorites randomly, just like mounts.
Shouldn't be surprised. It is Final Fantasy XIV after all.
It's so customizable.
No? Am I even...
Yeah, you're taking the boat.
Okay. Oh god. I think it was that one. I'm free! Wait a second. That's a fate.
Yeah.
Never mind.
The other option on that the boat guy was the Lavender Beds, which is the Gridania housing district.
Damn, those guys must be pretty frustrated. Why doesn't my phone have any reception? No. Thought we were going to the house.
Nope.
Well, she'll never see me coming.
No, you're just a big whale. Don't worry about it.
This is it, Luigi. Sorry. This is it with me.
This is it, Luigi.
Get ready. You guys could have played it cool. Like, no, this is my sister. We were hanging out.
Again, this is why you help the Doman refugees out. Because they're just plain cool.
Well, it turns out I'm a ninja too. Shabam! And then she's gone. You are welcome to try. You fool, I'm a monk.
Yeah. Hey, you know what was actually funny? They said it earlier, but they say that Role is good with a pole arms, like she's good with a spear. And when me and Gavin were playing, since he's playing a dragoon, I was like, what if she took Gavin's spear? That'd be funny.
Dynamic story based on your class. Like when people need medicine, I could just heal them.
I mean, they do kind of do that sometimes, actually. Like, if you're playing a healer, there is one scene in the game where you heal if you're playing as a healer. And one of the biggest changes is actually if you play Dragoon, because I don't know if we see it in 2.4, but we might.
I like how she's like trying to be like, oh, I have nothing to hide. The fucking lady shoots me. It was like, you were followed, you fucking idiot! Oh my god, it's over for us.
Yeah.
I want to go to Ishgard. Oh, no, hold on. You can now learn the ninja class.
No, you could learn ninja. Well, like I said before, I'm pretty sure they added ninja in like 2.2. It's the only job that they added in a patch rather than adding in an actual expansion.
Do you think that that line is different if you're playing as a ninja?
It could be. Again, I said there are some lines that they actually do change the context of, depending on what you're playing or what content in the game you've already played previously. And that amount of variance is, like, having to account for that amount of variance is a lot, so they don't do it too often. But the fact that they do it at all, which I think is pretty impressive.
Oh, like that just has the same energy as, is this the end of our run? do we really need to collect a coin in Final Fantasy 14?
Yeah, it does actually. I get it. For a second, I was confused, and I was like, "Oh, you're talking about do we really need to get a banana in Donkey Kong Country?" And then I was like, "Oh, now I understand the reference."
I mean, I'm just waiting for it to be like, you know, the dragons, they aren't that bad.
Also, if you had to collect a coin in Final Fantasy XIV, you already have 202,000 coins.
I mean, is it possible to not collect a single piece of whatever this currency is called?
Gil. And no, it's not, because just by completing the first quest, it gives you like 50.
Maybe there's like a glitch or something.
No.
If you happen to close the game, the moment the game wants to give you the coins, it actually reads you as beating the mission, but it doesn't give you the coins. Hey, can you imagine how annoying that would be?
Oh yeah, if that actually happened and you had to do it without getting any coins, that would be pretty annoying.
You couldn't teleport anywhere.
Oh yeah, that'd be bothersome too.
All right, where are we going here? Is it
Behind the
house?
wall. Behind the wall.
Destination. It's surprising that we don't just talk to her, but you know.
And you're just waiting.
So silly. I mean, why didn't we think of that back in the day? When we had horse carriages. Just put giant balloons on it.
That would make it lighter. And easier. That would mean we would need less horses to carry it.
See, she looks
Minfilia,
evil.
am I right?
But she's
None
not.
other. I bid you
now.
welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
This character was in 1.0.
As if I could ever say no to
She
Urianger.
played a role. I don't know what it was.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar, and an authority on Aetherite
Moonbreeder? Oh my
technologies.
god. I thought it was Moonbreeder. And I'm like, what?
It's like Moonbreeder. It's
Moonbreeder.
Moonbreeder.
She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
What a classic line. The goofy thumbs up, was not expecting that. She might be cool after all. Couldn't you have just said, Doug, couldn't you have just told her you could enter the solar whenever you get here? Just extend that last cutscene because then she shows up.
Yeah.
Tancred's like, same tattoos.
Gods, it's been ages.
Well, I can explain that actually. They have the same
Oh,
tattoos. So
longer,
here's the thing.
sister.
I explained this to
Sister.
They're not related. They're not related. They're actually just like she's just saying.
Okay, man, you could have
like
fooled me.
sisters. So here's what I've got to explain. So Moonbreeda, she was in 1.0, like I said, there was two groups in 1.0. There was a group called the Circle of Knowing, and everyone who you see with that tattoo was a part of the Circle of Knowing. It was Louisoix, Y'shtola, Ida, Papalymo, Thancred, Urianger, Moonbreeda, and Rambros, the guy from the Crystal Tower quest. Like the big Rogadin guy. They were basically like, hey, we're here, and we're doing stuff. And then there was a second organization called the Path of the 12, which was Minfilia and Tataru, and I think a couple other people. When you first meet, when you first join the Scions, Minfilia is actually like, well, we were, the Circle of Knowing and the Path of the 12, but this we're something else now. And that's basically a throwaway line if you played 1.0. And you're like, oh, I get the reference. If you didn't play 1.0, it means absolutely nothing. And if you didn't play 1.0, you don't know who Moonbreeda is.
See, I was hoping it'd be the Circle of Knowing and the Circle of Not Knowing.
No. But anyway, the Circle of Knowing was Louisoix's group from Sharlayan. And that's why they all share the tattoo.
Except Thancred put his
joyous
tattoo on his
reunion
clothes
indeed.
because he's a coward.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Save in
I thought I
appearance
saw it
and
on his neck.
aptitude.
Oh, are those pants? I thought she just had bare
Everyone,
legs and had a
if I
fucking
could have your
tattoo
attention.
on her thigh.
No, that's on her
We
thigh.
have with us an esteemed guest who has
think.
come from Sharlayan to assist us.
Because everyone else has
Oh, wait, no,
the
that might
eye
be
on
pants.
their clothes.
I don't know.
I bid Moonbreeda join us here
Doesn't
that
it
she
look a
might
little
share
whiter?
with us her extensive knowledge
It does
of
look a little
Aetherytes.
wider. You might be right. It might be like stockings or something.
Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into White
Yeah,
Orza,
Thancred does have
a
his
sample
tattoo
of
on
which
his
she has
neck.
been good enough to bring with her.
Whoa.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to
It's a
turn your
brick.
nose up at a chance like this.
Through a
Where
window.
better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits.
I was like,
and
what
nothing
was
at all
that?
to reform thy youthful manner.
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
Gotta make sure you're choking
I
him.
come
That's how
all
you
this
do a
way,
hug.
and that's what you have to say to me. I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Go on.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
It would be really funny if they had a second text box whenever he talked. That was like,
And it was
no-
regular. It was
Yeah.
a regular.
like the no fear Shakespeare thing.
So last time I said this game likes $5
You still
words.
haven't found it then. You're missing
Urianger
Aetheryte.
is like Jeff Bezos words.
That's his character trait.
We have not. No.
Wow, that was like very dead.
We know that Iceheart teleported to an Aetheryte not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second Aetheryte to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetheryte's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, You're absolutely sure she used the first aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the aetherite.
Right? I was hoping I'd be like,
In that case, there might be a way,
I'm
so
having
long as
second
the
thoughts.
ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Wow, how convenient.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
Just steel crystals.
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I'm still hung up over that unnecessary comma in the last text box.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process.
Nice.
They, however, did not have wide aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can
this
give
time
me
we
into
won't
the
die
aetherite.
and we'll be good.
However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand.
Can we like take this and put the line where Sonic's like, has the same wavelength and properties?
That would
Just so
actually
you
be
know,
quite
I'd
funny because
confidently give
that's
this
just
plan
like
better than
Tails
even
saying
odds of
it's an
success.
animal, but it's
And
different.
if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risks
Better
the
than
lives of
even
our
odds
best
is
and
confident.
brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
Because we don't have another choice, so we might as well try it, yeah.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
I like her, she's just like a dork. No,
It's cool.
No.
No, I'm pretty sure you got a good belt already.
Except this time I won't. How many people do you think, like, stopped playing the game at this part of the story, so they actually never came back?
Oh, that's a good question. Like, you're talking about how Millfielder was like, hope to see you come back. And then
Yeah.
they just stopped playing the game. Couldn't tell you. Probably a handful of people. There's millions of people who play this game, so... Law of large numbers says a handful of people probably did that. But otherwise, I feel like most people, if they had a stopping point, would be at the end of an expansion or at the end of a patch cycle before an expansion.
What's up with those green stars? Or those planets?
That I don't have the answer to, but I'm pretty sure you can find the answer to something like the star patterns and stuff in Encyclopedia Eorzea, the lore book that they sell on the website as merch. They have 2 volumes of lore, along with figures, like, and other merch. This game has a lot of merch, actually, just in general.
It's like we built so much lore for this place, but we couldn't fit it all in the game.
Here's, like, a lot of. Oh, also, you can tell that flying wasn't intended because you can see the ice mountain pop in.
Yeah. What am I playing on a Nintendo Switch? Can you imagine this game on the Switch?
What do you mean?
Like, would it even work?
Chris, I'm gonna say it one more time. This was a PS3 game that was also on the PC.
I know, but like, still, it's the Switch. Can you imagine the textures looking even worse?
If it was built from the ground up for the Switch, I'm pretty sure they would look better.
And that would be a real problem, wouldn't it? Like, that'd be a real amount of time right there.
Yeah. Anyway, so this situation is kind of like, remember when we fought Titan and Y'shtola was like, hey, we'll go to their Aetheryte, and don't worry, you might atomize into nothing, but you probably won't. This is kind of the similar consequences and risks. But it's a little different, too.
Good thing there are more expansions.
That tells us that we're not actually gonna die.
Unless we become a different character. I love when games and stuff do that. So what are they doing? What was that?
They're filling the brick with aether. White Auracite can hold a lot of aether in it, and we're gonna try and tap into the ethereal stream that linked the two big teleport points because
So
they destroyed the other one.
You can just do that? Be like, here's pure aether, I'm gonna shoot it out of my hand.
Yeah.
Okay. So what, is that supposed to be like a magnifying glass of sorts? Just take baby aether and make it big aether.
Hello, I lost internet for like a second.
Oh. Is it like a magnifying glass? Or it takes
What do you mean?
It takes baby aether and makes it bigger aether?
The Aetheryte shard, the big purple
No,
one?
the brick.
No, the brick is just, it can hold a lot for a very short period of time. Just like, it's a tiny brick, but it can hold a vast amount of aether.
But then wouldn't they have just pointed it at the crystal instead? You know what I mean?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, because if it can only hold it for a short amount of time, then it's not like a battery that's holding a lot of stuff this whole time. And they filled it with their own white magic.
So why would they not just do it to the crystal?
Yeah.
I think so they could concentrate it at one point and then put it in the big crystal. That would reconnect the paths to where the broken other Aetheryte used to be.
But they're not gonna stick around. Oh wait, I thought we were just gonna teleport right now.
No, that's because this isn't actually an area you can go to. You're back at the end of the Snowcloak dungeon we did.
That's pretty funny. All right, now let's walk all the way back through that dungeon so we can get back there.
Yeah. I hope we can get in there and convince them not to summon Shiva.
This is reading like I'm gonna die.
Well, they've never done this before. Who knows? Boss fight unlocked.
Akafa? What was that?
Akafa Amphitheater.
An amphitheater. Cool.
Yes. So that's the funny thing is I was like, I hope we can convince them not to summon Shiva. Boss fight unlocked.
The gang summons Shiva.
You can invite me to your party though. Because I need to do that so we can fight the boss.
You're not here, so I can right click you, so I have to
Yeah.
figure it out
area
again.
at the moment.
That wasn't that hard. Jed. I'm wearing the yokai watch, right? Now we're good. Hard?
Yeah, all the trials have been hard mode so far, which just means it had 8 people. Have you been grinding the Yokai Watch thing off stream?
Not recently.
Yeah. Like, because that's why I was like wondering why you had the watch on. If you did.
Did I do it?
Yeah, look, we're just forming party, but it's gonna
Okay.
take like a minute. We're in the duty finder. Don't just be patient.
Is the next thing here? Like once we beat them, is the story beat here? Or can I get a head start?
Once you so that's the thing. Once you have a story beat that's like, now do this duty. Whenever you finish the duty and complete that story flag, it'll bring you to wherever the next story flag is.
Oh.
So you could leave the area and do whatever while you're waiting for the duty to pop. And then once you beat the trial, then you'd end up right back where you're standing right now. Even if you started the fight in a different area.
We should probably be using this time to go over the funny mechanics.
Okay,
Right.
so Shiva... what should I explain about Shiva?
This is the benefit of Gavin doing it first. Uh-oh.
Alright, so Shiva... What's the strategy? It's not that hard, but...
I'm just like, is there some attack that will immediately kill me if I don't know what's happening?
No, she kind of does. In phase 1, she kind of just hits you a bunch. Phase 2, she summons some ads. In phase 3, she actually freezes the floor sometimes. So if you move while the floor is frozen, you'll fall in a straight line. And you might touch the edge of the arena and get frozen.
It would have been funny if they added ice physics.
There is ice physics, that's what I'm talking about.
You make it sound like it just sends you straight forward until the end.
Well, actually, no. If that's what you're... I'm
No
classifying it
matter.
as ice physics as
If
in
it
you
is
will slip.
our fate to be
But
at
no, there's not
odds,
actual
then
ice
it is
physics.
mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance.
How are you echoing?
Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred.
Can't we just,
within
like,
our
get her to
hearts
shut
and
up?
Bless us with eternal grace.
You can't finish your incantation, and you can't summon her. I'm just gonna cover your mouth.
So that's the thing, she didn't summon her, she became her. Which is a different thing that we've not seen before.
She's probably dead now.
No, she kind of, you know, turned herself into Shiva, which is concerning.
Those high heels must be very uncomfortable. Look at that stupid hair!
It's like cold.
Alright,
Alright, I guess, well, they pulled the fight, so I'm tanking. Okay, pull out. Don't want to overlap when she does that stuff that's over your head. Because if you overlap, you're going to take damage with each other. This one, you go to the corners where there's not these markers.
Icicle attack.
Yeah. Oops.
Oops, indeed.
I did a wrong thing. Okay, we got to wipe.
Okay, but how are we supposed to know that that was gonna happen?
No, I made that happen specifically.
But like,
and it wasn't supposed to.
You know, only a few of us died. Like, you know, like I feel like we could have at least dodged the attack in a way if we knew it was coming.
So she pulled out a sword, and when she pulls out a sword, what she does is she does a big wave that hits outward, and in one version of this fight that I was doing a lot, you want to get everyone hit by it on purpose because it does a thing.
Not EX, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, I actually saw you, like, you know, facing me, and I'm like, maybe I should be a bit concerned about this.
Yeah, I was trying to face you on purpose because I didn't think that was, you know, regular mode. Okay, now split apart so no one's overlapping. When she pulls out the staff. Ooh, some people were overlapping. The two samurai were touching. And she's gonna do this one again, so go to one of the corners where the icicle AoEs are not there, and you're good. If you get hit by the icicle AoEs in those big circles, that also puts a vulnerability stack on you. So be careful for that.
That was a little close.
But hey, well, it didn't touch you that time though. I made sure of it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Here's phase 2. It's when she spawns ads. So, bring them in. Oh, she's doing the thing. Move apart.
That was a little fast.
And phase 3 is a pretty cool part of the fight. Get ready for it, because she's about to do it. Oh, she's moved into this. And the music and the fight is about to change. Get ready for this.
Whoa, it's like a Disney attraction.
This is a really good song, Chris. I like it.
It reminds me of Tropical Freeze. Oh no, it reminds me of Mario Odyssey now. Uh-oh, I was out of the thing. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest with you.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Bruh, I was so close! Oh, I'm frozen now, I guess.
Oh.
Hey man, thanks. You're too.
Yeah. Okay. Watch out for when she freezes the floor in this phase. Because that's when she's about to do it. If you move, you will go in a straight line, and if you touch the edge of the arena, you will get frozen again.
Good thing I don't have to move.
Oh my goodness. So many people got frozen.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Well,
I couldn't save him.
don't walk towards me, I'm fucking healing! No! Alright,
So
Evan,
many-
don't get hurt. Alright,
I'm not
Evan
gonna get
is
hurt.
getting hurt.
I'm not getting hurt for 10 seconds. I just used Hallowed Ground.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I can
She's
use
about to
Rift.
freeze the floor. This person was so dumb, they moved twice.
Fortunately, I can't raise you until I get more MP, so...
Yeah, you and the other healer are pretty low.
You can survive for like another 10 seconds, right?
Yep.
What the fuck is anti-gluten? Oh, that's a person. Okay.
And she's dead.
I like the simplified ice physics. I think it's very endearing.
See, I told you would like the ice physics. You just wouldn't like when you use the ice physics in the phase 3 when the walls of the arena are poison and you run into the walls. Then you don't like the ice physics because they're bothersome and they are hurting you. While you're in one of those blocks of ice, you take damage over time. That's why when all like 5 people were in the blocks of ice, I was like, okay, that's bad.
Thank God I have someone else who can also raise allies.
See, playing 8 people is pretty good too, because then you just have another healer who knows what they're doing. So now we got 2 healers that are good at their thing.
But at the same time, that's twice the people who will
should
die.
understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it
It's
brings
good to have
an
a
end to the
co-healer.
violence. Mine is the righteous cause.
Okay, lady.
You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their
America.
own creation, and blind to the truth.
This says something about society.
Current events.
Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander Mother's gift.
I thought she was gonna fall over and like die.
Feel. Think.
Nope, she just walked away. But she turned herself into a primal, which I will reiterate is a concerning development on what we know how primals work.
What can't those silly creatures do?
Who knows?
Oh, here we. It's been a while since evil cloaked man has been actually watching from slightly
and
above.
So the vessel withdraws.
But this one's
A
not La
predictable
Habrea.
outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased.
He will be pleased.
How unfortunate.
Also, I just noticed you actually named the stream Shiva Gunner, which I think is very funny.
If only I was a gunner.
You mean the machinist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Gunbreaker, but that's the tank one.
Iceheart did what? It's like, did she actually teleport with the stone, or did she like use teleport magic? Did she actually turn into the Primal, or did she just like put on some makeup? Yeah, God. Honestly, you know, seems fair to not believe me. Like, are you sure, dude? Did you get a concussion? Aren't we supposed to go to a lake? See something ourselves?
Yeah, it's Keeper of the Lake.
I want to go to the lake. It's gonna be like, there's a pretty cool dragon there.
Well, there is. Don't you remember? Oh, I don't think they said it yet, but they'll say, "What's Keeper of the Lake?" And then they'll say, "Oh, you know that thing."
Should have known it was this building. Wait a fucking second. Okay, it's here. See, the protagonist of this game should do what Mario does in Mario RPG and do like charades. Who is that? Okay, whale time. Oh. Oh.
That whale is too big for that hallway.
It'd be funny if they had an option that marked where your hitbox actually was.
It would, but I think that'd be going too under the covers for their... like, they're like, you can mess with the HUD, you can do all this, but we're not gonna let you see frame data. That's a little too much.
What frame does Stone 2 come out? That's the funny thing though, isn't it? It's like, there isn't really any frame data because your tag is either going to connect or it's not.
It's rather binary, and it's also just a matter of like... because there, in all honesty, there's not hitboxes for attacks and stuff like that. It's just Are you in the right distance? Are you not encumbered from doing the attack by any status effect or anything? If no, hit happens.
He's like, oh, I was so worried about you, but in reality, he just wanted to see it. Let's be honest.
Pretty much, Haurchefant is a good friend, and he would like to see us do a cool fight.
Speaking of good friends, what happened to Cid?
Cid's busy. He is one of the better characters in the game though, because he's just a cool guy.
Time for the room that may or may not exist.
Oh, you know what? Cid was so. Before you proceed with the text, you know what Cid was actually doing, because they come out in patches and they introduce content at different times. Like how I said, the Crystal Tower is at like patch 2.1, 2.3, and 2.5, and then the other raid is at 2.0, 2.2, 2.4. Technically, what Cid is doing at this time is the Crystal Tower, but we already did that.
Huh.
Like that, we already did that part. But in terms of the timeline, like it's happening in parallel with the MSQ. Technically, patch 2.5 is when the third and final part of the Crystal Tower came out.
Did I clone myself? Or am I just going between them? It's like, yeah, the ice thing can wait. I'm going with this cool tower.
No, it's not very strict about that timeline, but that's more so why Cid is not appearing in the story at the moment, because that's what he would be appearing in. So he's preoccupied in a side content, which is outside of the main story timeline.
Also, am I tripping, or is this dude's hair textured onto his face?
It's not, but the edges are not very well anti-aliased.
Okay, so they kind of look like it.
Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
It sounds like he's always out of breath.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautalon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
You have money?
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
No, just aid
As a gesture of good faith,
agreements.
I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
Quote, aid, end quote.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
Give me tomestones. Give me those.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Tomestones are what you get the good gear.
Sir Emmerich, if I may.
We gotta have some of those,
Do you truly
but
believe
I
that
think
Midgard Zoma could return?
you gotta do duties to get tomestones.
Isn't Midgard's armor dead?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible.
Didn't they say last
I
time that
requested your
that the
involvement as a
astrologers were
precautionary
like,
measure.
we saw this thing that said Midgard Sormer might be living, but that's impossible.
His corpse is right there.
But of course.
Also, Midgard Sormer
you
is
sought an excuse to
that's the keeper of the
compensate
lake.
us from the first.
Oh,
mindful
he's
of
the
what
cool
would
dragon.
happen if Revenant's toll were taken by your enemies.
Is he just a cool dragon in everything he's in? That's just his character and lore.
Yeah.
Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Oh, also, you
your
got
next words
15
carefully.
tomestones of poetics for fighting Shiva.
Also,
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
It's not really
Not
an
at all.
outburst, but
You
you
but
know.
spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
I wish she didn't talk before so I could go, she can speak!
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our
Maybe look at me
shipments,
before
pray
you said
inform
that.
Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you.
Are you guys married or something?
Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
It's a new minion.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
Do you know what I just thought of in my head, and I wish I didn't, because now it's it can't be unimagined.
What if we could see the because the camera panned back to Chairman, but what if he's just still holding out his arm while he's talking that whole time?
No, I'm thinking Garlemald, like the name Garlemald, and Malding, but Garlemalding.
It got put in the oven for a second.
And I'm like, well, now that's in my head, and I wish it wasn't.
Anyone could be a primal. You could be a primal. You could be a primal. I could be a primal.
And then Garlemald would be like, well, let's just kill them all and take the land, I guess.
Okay, that's not here. These two feel so goddamn much like the same place. Nope, it's not. No, okay, it worked.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole.
Like, she gets a new voice actress, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your
Literally
account of that
every
which occurred in
character
Paris,
in the game gets a
assuming
new
you're ready
voice
to speak of
actor.
it.
The moment you press start on the first Heavensward quest, everyone speak different.
And they speak lots.
Excellent. I shall summon the others at once.
Well, I mean, they're already speaking pretty frequently. It's just the minor conversations that aren't voice acted. But I think there's more cinematic stuff going forward. But it's better anyway in like the patches.
Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
It makes it easier because there's not just silence for 5 minutes.
Master Louisoix's writings
Hey,
make
we're
no mention
chatting
of
it
such
up,
a possibility.
even when it's not voice
Can we be
acted.
certain this entity was a primal?
That's what makes it good.
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglemog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern
great
is the
line.
implication that Iceheart retained her will, even
What-
after
what
she was
is-
possessed.
It's not quibble over
We are
definitions.
talking about a mortal,
Yeah, that is
wielding the
pretty good.
power of a primal.
The perfect line to say against Luke.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhaps
I'll
it is
say.
time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
It wiped us, so.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you.
Wait.
Hear,
Oh,
feel,
no.
think.
I don't care. It's just
Hydaelyn
words.
speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake?
Yes.
And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded.
I really like the idea that we didn't tell him like word for word that she said, and then your eyes will be unclouded. And he just came to that on his own because it's fucking riddle speak.
Riddles.
It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Commotion?
How can we hear anything in here? Oh, okay, it's the here. I thought it was like actually outside. It's gonna be like it'd have to be a freaking explosion for us to hear it, unless it was. Who? Was it?
That's the spy lady.
Oh, okay. Wow, how did we let that happen?
It's a good thing I know all the lore. So whenever you're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Chris, it's this thing that happened about a half hour ago. So it's not even that far out of your head, but you still forgot.
The names don't just blend together. If they just said the Ivy, then I would have been like, all right. I at least know that one. You know, you've been referring to her as the Ivy for 3 hours beforehand, and then mentioned her real name like twice.
That is true. You got a point.
In Northern Thanawan. Just in case you didn't have your waypoints. Would be funny though. Final Fantasy 14 hard mode. You couldn't teleport and you didn't have waypoints.
That would be funny.
Feel like you're really playing the game. You're really in the game.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah, so Indigo here. What do you think breathing this in would be like?
I mean, the reason it's so indigo is that they've got the ceruleum processing plant, which is the fuel for Magitech stuff, and it's blue.
Just an actual smog hellhole.
Yeah. Imagine if crude oil, but instead of black smoke, it's blue. Oh, there's an instance.
Imagine. Oh, there we go. I didn't dissolve the party.
I dissolved the party for you.
It says I dissolved the party.
No, it usually just says the party has been dissolved.
Maybe because it was dissolved while I had the menu up, it just kind of only checked for that. It's like, well, if he had the right-click menu up, then he dissolved the party, obviously. Kill the rest. Here we go. Might as well. The reinforcements. Here they come. So that's not the point.
In later expansions, you do have more AoE attacks. At least one more I'm fully aware of, but I don't know the full white mage kit. So it's not going to always be spam holy when there's a lot of guys.
Who needs another room, though?
Holy is a pretty good one.
Here they come.
White mage combat is certainly not the most interesting combat in the game, though.
Only there was a thing that was like, you're a white mage. Do you want to skip this instance? We'll just give you the cutscene version of it. It's like the Kingdom Hearts collection. I mean, I haven't gotten hurt so far, so like, oh yeah, this is literally nothing. Oh, I can't even kill her. That's funny.
Yeah, you gotta make sure all the ads are gone before she can actually drop below 0.1 health.
Can you imagine if, like, you actually couldn't let her health reach 0? You know, that was probably what it was initially. Oh, there are more?
There's more.
It's just gonna be like, what's the problem? I'm just taking a stroll.
But Chris, the ninjas are here. They just showed up. Now you are taking damage.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what happened?
There's like 5 AoEs hit you.
Can't believe it. They can actually do damage. Like, they're all attacking her. I find that really funny. There's just one guy actually doing the objective. I thought he said blind her. Like, stab her eyes out.
Poke eye.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Basically. Thanks,
Elbert, I don't know if this translates too well to the real world.
Now that translates to the real world, though.
That sure does. Don't cheat.
Don't betray your friends. A lesson for the ages.
Weapons coffer.
Yeah, but it's an item level 110. The cane is item level 130, remember?
Business.
I told you,
No, I do
the
not see a
Ironworks gear
problem
is
on
the
that
best
front.
gear you get in
Main
the Realm
concern is
Reborn.
Roban. There is no telling
Just
what
get
we
full
might
Ironworks
do.
and you don't have to worry about those rewards from the quest, unless it looks cool.
Have the blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace.
Like, if you're supposed to be having like a secret call, should you really be saying it loud enough that it echoes in this big important room?
Yeah.
Go to a small private room with proper insulation.
Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
Look at this man's smile. Look at that grin. That's a DreamWorks grin.
Am I dropping frames? That's a new one. Nothing's even happening.
Is it constant?
Hey, it's still going.
It's still dropping frames?
Losing 2 frames a second. Oh, what are we gonna do?
Oh dear.
What does this game run at?
60.
Oh, we should be fine. Now, if we were playing Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, it might be a problem because we'd be losing 1/4 of our frames.
When you upload, you don't Twitch export, you just use your recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not that big of a deal anyway.
I mean, can you like look at it? Does it look bad? It feels like it shouldn't.
That's why I just refreshed the page so I can look at it.
I thought it was just from when I pulled up the picture and then it dropped frames, and then for some reason OBS is like, yeah, you still dropped these 1,000 frames.
I'm not seeing I'm not seeing anything big problem.
Even when I do this,
it looks fine. I don't see any issue on my end.
It was dropping 4 frames.
Welcome.
I mean,
back,
I think there was a judder here and there, like it
from
would
Alcino.
go like.
To think
but I
that
couldn't
Flame
really tell.
Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say. Together with Robon, Eileen lent us much needed aid at the time of our order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then.
Yeah, never meet your idols.
But now is not the time to dwell on such matters.
Parasocial relationships are dangerous, or
I have an important
something like that.
announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the
There's a lesson
Assassins.
here. I don't know.
We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled.
I mean, Philly doesn't think so, but
My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with White Auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls.
Did she make it?
No, I think she kind of fashioned it into this cool brick, though.
Just like, I own it, so I'm gonna talk it up. Oh
Like at
yeah,
Snowcloak,
my cool
we
shit.
verified its ability to absorb vast
I
amounts
think
of
she
ether.
made it the
Alas,
type of material
it
just
leaves
into a
something
brick.
to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to Auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
Catch the soul
Tis
in the
our
brick,
belief
smash
that
the
an
brick.
Ascian soul may be permanently
Pretty
undone,
easy.
if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Just hit it with as much as possible.
Our sole clue
That's not efficient.
lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Wouldn't it have been cool if they changed the weapon based on what class you were? So it wasn't like just a sword.
It
Quite
wasn't.
so,
You
my
actually
lady.
had a staff, I'm pretty
We must
sure.
needs find the means to
They're
forge our
describing
own
it as a
blade
sword.
of ether.
They're
One to
describing it
equal
as a
that
blade
which
of light
Heidelin did
is a blade in the
benevolently
generic
bestow
sense
upon
of
her
as a
champion.
weapon.
I'm not seeing a blade on my staff.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had 2 pieces of white auricite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
Twould seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the auricite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Now someone else do it.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
He's like, oh, fuck.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
It would be funny if, like, they updated the game, and in doing so, just created a glitch where the island didn't exist, and then they just put it in the story.
What's more,
Yeah.
they all had something in
The Isle
common
of
with
Val
the
is
head
like
the
off
students
of
Baldessian.
Charlayan,
Every last
though,
one of them was researching a
You
phenomenon
can't. You
called
still. That
dimensional
Charlayan isn't
compression,
actually a place you can
or
get
the
to in the
rejoining,
game
as the
still.
ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at
Like
work.
the Charlayan main
The
continent,
entity the
or
dark
like
beings
land,
call the
you
one
can't get
true
there.
God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, this is the final quest of 2.4.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
There is more.
Oh wait, that's how you pronounce her name?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was gonna say
with the
too. I had a
14th.
feeling they
She
pronounced
also
it
answered to a
before.
higher authority in Garlemald.
No, that's I didn't even know.
It just goes, Huayu. Just makes that sound.
But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Meteor Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal
I can't really listen to the voice
than claiming
acting too
Eorzea
much.
for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash.
I'd hear you and me.
I like turn the volume on. Can you not do that? On the not OBS, Discord stream?
Oh, I can.
Technology.
We
Wow, that's
believe a
incredible.
number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Now I don't have to interrupt
Alas,
the words
these
as much.
provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the Primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
I mean, it didn't really fail completely, though.
Even before the accursed
It did
thing was
stuff.
dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the Calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Zos Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
Oh yeah, his
But one of
title
several,
was.
in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea.
His title was Yay Galvus, but then it became Zos Galvus when he became Emperor.
Yay!
Yay!
In
Not
so
Zos.
doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Seven hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly
It's
as
a lot
these
of
pieces seem
agencies.
to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
So they were talking about earlier. I know.
What do you mean?
friends. Like always
Don't
hang with
betray
your
your friends. Don't betray your friends. Yes.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune.
They're still there. They can hear you. And also, like the camera pan there, like the floor down here, didn't match up with the floor up there, and it bothered me a lot.
Yeah. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monitorous scum. Your crimes will not go unpunished. One day I will purge this land of your sickness before the eyes of the 12. I swear it.
You heard it here first. Raoban hates capitalism.
In capitalism town? What? Also, was that a death flag? That might have been a death flag.
I shall have no further need of you this day.
What, you mean signaling that he's gonna die?
Yeah.
I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly.
It's very weird to hear a ruler say these
Were
things
Lord
when you're an
Lorarito
American,
here,
you know?
he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
Look, it's just because
A
of an
ruler is
election
required
happened
to
recently.
take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped, but as
There
you
will
have
always
informed
be a
us,
victim.
the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Raoban.
Look at those. Look at that silverware.
It's nice.
Very strange.
Look at that silverware. Ooh.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few.
It's the friendship we made along the way.
I like the friendship.
Monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, It is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
Surely you be jesting.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Roban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
No, you seem to have your
Your
priorities
Grace,
in order, so
Are you certain of this?
it's kind of weird.
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a
Ripe.
true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people.
Born in the USA.
Dissolve the government and make a better one. That's her plan.
Little does she know, it'll just become the same thing.
Roban, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Then I'm gonna retire to the beach.
That's the end of 2.4. The next quest is 2.5.
2.5.
That is the thing, though, is that all the patches, you really do feel like they're like chapters. And then the expansion is like a whole game.
Yeah.
It's like, here's a chapter, here's a new chapter, 2.5.
I had my window open.
Was someone yelling?
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, Alphinaud's going to Ul'dah. And
Hanging
Umbreed
with
is...
my boys in Ul'dah.
That's cool.
Frames are still going. That there wasn't a frame drop though.
Still looks fine to me.
Right then. Can't believe he's doing this bit again.
Oh, he is. He's doing that bit. Again.
Oh, God.
It's raining.
I feel like I've never seen rain in this game.
I mean, you've seen it a handful of times. I think the oddest part is that it's raining in Athanaland, so it's like the desert.
Yeah. Hey, it needs some rain every once in a while.
Every once in a while, but it doesn't get it very often. That's the thing, is it's specifically designed like weather patterns based on area, so Ul'dah gets rain sometimes, but a lot less frequently than the other two areas.
Also, wasn't this where the last one was too?
What do you mean?
The last guy who was selling weapons to people?
I think
or was
so.
that another weapons man from earlier?
Cannot fully recall.
I'll try my best. The rain's like getting in my eyes though. Bro, how am I supposed to be with you when you teleport away? Can't even follow the other guy. He did the same thing. I guess that makes sense. I say, does it rain under the cliffs? But the rain's kind of blowing in.
Hey, here's another thing. This area that you're in right now was about annoying in a similar sense to that slope I showed you, because you couldn't. Because remember that you couldn't fly in the base game.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now you can, but in this area you would have to walk all the way to the bottom on the winding paths and all that stuff. But now you can just fly.
Oh, they joined. Look at this cactus.
That's the good cactus.
What is it? Is he down here? He's down here. There we go.
You would have had to walk all the way down there. Now you can just fly down there. You are rather strong at this point. In a Realm Reborn terms, you're pretty strong at the moment.
So can other people? Oh, what? I didn't even see you, dude. Like, can other people see these guys? Like when they spawn in?
Yes, you even seen me join in your combat sometimes when these guys come
I was
on.
wondering if that was just because you were in my party.
No, I've done it sometimes even when I'm not in your party.
I was just wondering if that guy over there is like, what is the guy doing over there?
No, people can see the enemies. They are viewable.
Oh my god, why is my mouse sticking? Oh, you okay, game? I mean, yeah, that's showing up for sure.
Which? Oh, the frame dropping?
Not the frame drop, like my mouse is sticking.
Oh.
Seems to imply my computer is having a conniption. Whoa. Whoa.
I hope the conniption stops. Because I'd rather there not be a conniption.
Here, let me alt tab for a second. Someone host someone else? No? So you... There's no need for Firefox to also be open. Hopefully that's better. Oh, OBS didn't like that one.
Well, tell OBS to deal with it. He's dead.
Yeah, there's an ammo pack there for us. No. Doesn't actually pick it up. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Pick up that can.
Actually, hold on. Hands. Oh, no. You don't want that book.
That book will make you do a lot of work.
Like how there was even the sound of the crate crashing to the ground as if it was extremely heavy.
It's fine.
How was I implied to have gotten this here?
Because you're strong.
This is gonna be like, there were more weapons.
Also, they're the 4th unit, but 4 with the number 4.
Isn't that kind of weird?
Not like the Empire. Well, that's because the Empire is like...
They're evil, and so are Roman numerals.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though, with like Legatus and all this, all their stuff, they're kind of a Roman Empire type empire. So that's why Roman numerals. It's not that far.
Not here, though. Let's go to where everyone is. Ringo.
From the Beatles? Ringo? He played the drums.
I wish I could do a Ringo voice. Oh,
Hey,
Ringo!
Hey, it's me, Ringo. From the Beatles.
We were just an empire.
My name's Ringo, and I like to make MS Paint art.
RingoStarArt.com. Something's not right.
Really, when is everything right in this crazy world? I mean, really.
Something is horribly wrong. What a what a reference to the Paper Mario Color Splash reveal trailer. Great reference.
That is a good reference.
Gotta start the quest.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
How's it going?
It's Lucia.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now
Yes.
that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
Perhaps you would be good enough to.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm.
So it's just the same
Last
as the
night,
alarm.
the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers.
What is the Dragon Star?
It's just a star in the cosmos.
Not since the
Is that where the
Dravanians engaged
dragons
the
come
Empire
from?
in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
That's the thing.
The
That's the
old
thing with the
Curvin Rhyme,
That's the thing with the astrologians is that they're like. That's why they're so into astrology in Ishgard, because they're like, oh, if we look at the stars, we can learn things about the dragon's patterns.
But that's that's astronomy.
It's
The
this is kind
brightening
of
of the
astronomy,
Dragonstar is said
but
to
it's also
accompany the roar of
astrology.
a
They
great
do both
worm.
at the same
The
time.
astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
Hell yeah.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Gallian fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
I think I explained this to
Arianger
you.
has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life.
Yeah, in 1.0, Midgard Sormer, there was even a CG cutscene about it. The Garlean Empire had a big ship, and then that woke up Midgard Sormer, and then he wrapped his body around the ship and plunged it into the earth, and it landed in the lake in Mordona.
Cool.
Cool.
Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
It just woke him up. Didn't do anything else.
I don't remember how they woke him up by whatever they were doing, but that's 1.0
Correct me
lore.
if I'm
I don't know
wrong,
anything about
but
it.
if Midgard Zorma
Other than
had
the
roared,
small
wouldn't
things.
we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Oh, this very well insulated place right here.
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very
you
reason
go.
that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Sorm.
Okay, but I'm still confused how a star, probably light years away, like what that has to do with this.
Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights.
You do it.
Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept?
Bro, that's what I wanted to do this whole time.
We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Dragon fights.
They're
Dragon
gonna have to fight some dragons on their end.
Is Heaven's Word just dragon fights? I'm down with that.
It's kind of like again, Heaven's Word is the expansion. Like you even said, how like 2.4 on like 1.1, 0.2, and 0.3 updates are usually like here's kind of the tail end of the expansion you just played, and then 0.4 onward is like here's the build up to stuff. So the best way I can say it is that even what you've been seeing so far, it's like they're like, well, we got these 3 big cities, and there's this 4th city you can't go to. So really, they're just flat out basically telling you, hey, the next expansion, Heavensward, that's the Ishgard expansion, and it's going to tell the story about that place.
And it also has a yokai in it.
It does.
I wonder if it's related, or if they're just like We'll just put this yokai in here.
They're there. I still don't know how you're gonna get the Enma shit though. Because that's in Stormblood. That is too far. And then no Jibanyan mount for you.
I don't think I need... Do I need that for the Jibanyan mount?
You need to get everything, and then you get the Jibanyan mount. For the Whisper mount, you just need 13 of the minions and 13 of the weapons for the Whisper Go-Go light-up one. And then you need 17 minions and 17 weapons for the Jibanyan couch. It's like right there. You don't need to teleport.
It would technically be faster, but still.
It's the principle of the matter.
It's the money. Why does it cost money to travel between these? Like, lore reason.
There's no lore reason, it's entirely game mechanical.
A bit strange.
It's very purple out.
Yeah, we're in purple bubble weather. What is this called again?
I think if you hover over the weather thing on like your mini-map circle, there's a top right corner where it shows you the weather.
And what is gloom? What causes this?
It's just the weather. The entire area is like full of aether from, because Mordona is really close to Cartno where Dalamud fell down, so it's near ground zero, the brunt of the impact, and that's why the landscape is so chopped and screwed.
I can't even see it.
You can see his silhouette. Look at those wings. They look real tattered.
Almost non-existent. And a few of your comrades.
Dungeon.
Sit. Wow.
Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Withdraw that. That's Shiva again. You didn't clear it.
Oh no.
Open your duty finder again. See, go to trial. You can also just click clear selection at the bottom. And then
Can I just join this one specifically?
Yes, but you see how it says 0. You can have up to 5 duties selected, and it doesn't automatically clear the most recent one you did. So just pick that. Just pick that one.
This is highlighted, and then it just said join.
No, click the check mark, and now it's in the box at the bottom.
I don't want to do that because that's gonna risk it again. Oh, look at that.
But no, you accidentally had us do Shiva again since you never unchecked it last time. Hi, Midgard Stormer. Look at that guy. Now this is the part where I mute your stream for a bit again, though, on Discord, because, whew, I don't want to hear the music twice.
So we're just running around to destroy an airship?
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright. Tanking it up. Let's go. Our first challenge is crabs.
Lake crabs. Ooh, snippers and clippers. Oh, he's on me.
Don't worry, I turned him around.
Yo, these guys again.
This one's gonna be a bit bigger.
What the hell is this?
What do you mean?
Circle.
This the yellow one?
Yeah.
Okay, so the yellow circle is actually the ninja can put down a damage over time circle on the ground, and so can the summoner. So that's what the green wind circle was. Basically, it's just a field of damage over time that enemies can stand in. Ooh, this frog has gotten me. Let's pull up a little.
The problem.
Okay, first guy is this weird.
What the fuck? Look at him! Look at him tilting his head. Weird ass bird.
All right.
Get away from me.
So this guy's mechanic is he's gonna drop fuel tanks on us from the airship. And we gotta kind of kick him off to the side so we don't get hit. There's the fuel tanks. Go away, fuel tanks. Go off to the side. It's kind of similar. Do you remember the Brave Flox's Long Stop Heart where there's the big tank and they drop bombs?
Maybe.
The bombs we had to push, so we had that like little center space in the arena. It was the big goblin tank.
Oh, I still got him.
Oh, he's also got a gun.
That's nice.
Oh, and the main ceruleum tanks you cannot move, so you actually want to just kind of stay away from the bigger ones. Because they'll just explode, whatever. Actually.
Reminds me of the Titan Dweeble.
Kinda.
Like, when creatures just
Watch out. Watch out.
get
They're gonna
guns.
blow. Yeah, it does kind of remind you of the Titan Dweeble. It's cool.
Just inherently a great concept.
Oh, he pulled us in. Let's kick that can out of the way. So the thing is, though, the tanks don't really explode, but he's got his fire breath AoE, and if the fire touches them, then that's when they're going to start to explode. So that's why you don't really want to concentrate them in the middle. And that's that.
What about the other guys?
What do you mean the other guys?
There were 2 other guys. Two
Oh, there might
more of them.
Don't worry about it.
What? Why are you clowns here?
Oh yeah, the Garlean Empire, they're just kind of looking at stuff. They just want to look at it.
Well,
That's a good alarm.
Clown meat. Clown meat.
Clown meat?
Yeah, but said very weirdly.
Yeah. Alright, Imperial Identification Key. Let's take down this barrier. Up, this other person's already doing it. The barrier is no more.
Beyond me.
Oh, that's even worse. So you destroy the field and then you can pull the big guy into the fray.
Ooh, that guy is getting bodied.
Okay, he had the aggro, so that's why that kind of happened, but I got him off.
I sure hope I don't have the aggro.
No, you don't. If you look at your enemy list, you're all green.
I'm just gonna stand over here and cast this then, buddy. Ooh, yikes.
Yikes.
Oh, it's just this guy?
It's just this guy is the last one left. He didn't drop anything. Another similar setup to that last room. Ooh. I'm gonna move him over here, which is just generally safer. Hey, don't hurt. What are you doing? What are you doing in that direction?
He's been
I'm
doing
facing
that
this
the
way.
whole time.
I think he just likes to go for the healer. Or goes for whatever he wants. There we go. Another key.
Look how he fell down.
Was it? It was a little funniest. Alright, next, clear the ceruleum spill.
What the heck?
It's a gunship. Alright, let's go.
So much fire.
So his flamethrower just does damage over time. And he also drops these bits of fire, which will just stay there. So you can't stand in that. Hey.
Being attacked.
Okay, I finally targeted him.
Attack. We're good.
We're good. We're kind of cornered by all his flame puddles, though.
That's good for me. Hello? It's gonna keep moving. Oh, okay. Oh, now I know what that means. Oh, man. Oh, it's Carl!
Carl 101? Wow! This is... Wow! There's people at Final Fantasy 14?
Carl was streaming? What time is it?
It's 8:40. But I think they did it really early.
Oh, right, it's Sunday. Hey, this guy's running at me. Ow!
Wait, I can't... Oh, that's the ad. Okay, I've got him.
Oh, no. An ally died. Fun.
Don't worry about it. Hey, I'm getting out of this flame pile now, too, because I don't like it.
Oh! Oh,
right.
God.
Hey, Chris, you're covered. Now I'm taking your damage.
Alright, you know what, let's just do that. Oh my God, a second cone! Hopefully he's fine. This is like one moment where I can't really read chat. It's kind of unfortunate.
Alright, he's dead. Now you can read chat.
Alright. Wow, that would be great if I could wear it.
Yeah, that's tank gear. It's got great stats. You can't have it, though. You can't have defensive stats because you're the healer. So Chris, he's wearing his Christmas clothes like you expect, but he also has a Kamasan staff from Yokai Watch.
Yokai Watch event.
Yokai Watch. Alright, let's move up and get these guys too.
It's a lot of enemies.
Don't worry about it.
That happen to sound like Kazooie.
They do.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oops, I popped both my cooldowns.
I just want to use Holy. Come on. That was pretty generous. Oh! Where's my custom sounds? Hello?
What custom sounds?
For like bits and stuff. What? Unless it was something else. Was that like the raid award or something?
That was you being hosted.
Oh! I don't have hosting as a thing. I'm just like looking at chat and I'm like, oh, not seeing anything.
Also, here's the thing, we're actually walking up Midgard Sormer now on the outside. Like, this is his skin and scales.
For everyone in chat, there's a dragon that's wrapped around an airship. It was a dragon's corpse, so we're just walking on him, you know? That's how big he is. Oh, Evan's going all the way up there.
I'm going all the way up there. I'm doing the big pulls because I'm a professional tank.
You gotta be the healer for that one. Uh-oh, sisters. Yoink. It's just that easy.
It's just that easy when you got Benediction.
Ooh, that heals everything.
See, look at that. Was that so hard?
I had to use Benediction, so hopefully the boss isn't close.
Hey, it's the boss.
The final boss?
Final boss of the dungeon. You just got mapping the realm. Don't worry, the cutscene's pretty long for this boss, though.
Could theoretically just wait, but why do that?
Who treadeth now upon my
No, he can talk.
bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet?
He hates being woken up. Real shit.
Thou hast forgotten the face of thy lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me.
No. We're gonna fight a face projection.
Of the dragon, yes. And hey, oh, actually, you still got like half your cooldown on Benediction still. But
That's
it cooled
fine.
down some of it. I still got Hallowed Ground, so I can pop invincibility for 10 seconds if it's needed. Anyway, let's fight him. So you see these two dragon corpses as well?
Yeah, why are they here? Oh, come on, man.
He's gonna project himself into, or he's gonna give his energy to the corpses. And we're actually gonna fight them for most of the battle.
That sounds about right.
Like this. Mirage Dragon.
We're gonna get home and you'll be like, you fought Midgard Stormer? What? He keeps firing lasers at me.
He kind of fires lasers down the highway.
He looks like he's about to hit me, but he's not.
I bumped my microphone when I itched my nose.
Oh, there's the gun dragon, I think.
Okay, so this guy.
Get away from me.
Hey, we need to kill this guy. And we need to, because that dragon was holding a Magitech field generator. Get in this field, Chris.
Okay. Yeah.
So that giant lightning that he just did would have killed us all if we weren't in that field.
Why did
that's
you
why
bring
you
that
gotta
up to us?
Wait, what?
Why did you bring that up to us? Seems rather helpful.
No, that's just a guy who had, I guess that dragon just kind of had it on him.
Man, are we really doing that? Alright, let's try this again. Fucker! Oh, stop aiming for me. But surprisingly, my posture is pretty good. Alright, run, run, run! It wasn't worth it.
And now he's gonna spawn the other Mirage Dragon, and we kind of and we repeat the phase pretty much. Okay, this one's, yeah.
Good thing I was already out here. Oh.
Yeah, that one actually acts in it. So you saw how it spawned like a little circle, then a bigger one, then a third bigger one. It actually pops in the wave like that. So the center became safe of that big fire blast after the first circle broke.
Not F, not F, Chris. It's gonna be you in a goddamn second.
I was trying to use cover. Okay, let me see if I can.
Fast. Except raise? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, summoners have raise.
Well, that's good.
Remember when you run, use the sprint. Here I go.
What? What killed me?
I couldn't see your screen, so I couldn't tell you, to be quite honest.
Well, how do I unwait? There we go.
Yeah, you just return. I'm still fighting them, but I'm about to die.
Move the keyboard a bit closer. Hope this is the right direction. It'd be kind of weird if they faced me in the wrong one. Alright, we'll try that again.
I was trying to use cover at the end there. I was like, prevent damage to Chris, but it didn't work. I was too slow.
Ice cream with ketchup. Sure.
Isn't that just a Sunday from SpongeBob?
Probably.
No, SpongeBob just used ketchup instead of ice cream. Chris is playing dead again because it's funny.
That was this other person. Alright.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see if we're good this time. This is a pretty active and challenging boss the first time. Because he just kind of does a lot of stuff.
And maybe I just won't focus on attacking at all.
I mean, that's not really the problem. It's more so that he's just doing a lot. Just keep your wits. You should be all set.
Yeah, see, that's kind of not fair, if you ask me. While the first attack animation is going on, the spots for the second one happen.
Well, the animation doesn't do damage. It's just whether you were standing in the spot.
Yeah, I know, but like you're kind of.
Yeah,
you play a video game before. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna focus on that and make sure I'm out of that.
Yep.
Shake my hand so I don't get finger problems. You know, it's a lot, but fucking whatever, dude. Let's do it. This guy's on me?
Yep, don't worry, he's dead. And use the Magitech. Oh, wait. Field generator, get in the shield.
We can still attack it.
And now we're out of the shield.
Somehow it didn't really hit me, so that's nice. At least I'm wise to that attack now.
See, that's kind of the whole game, really, is that you get wise to what they're doing.
Alright.
Alright. The other Mirage Dragon.
But I want to hit Midgard's one.
No, you see, the thing is, by killing the first Mirage Dragon, we did like 45% of his health.
A little scary.
So, like I said before, though, when you see that, you can actually stand in the second ring, wait for the first middle part to go off, and then step into the middle instead of having to run all the way out.
Oh, that's probably the one that got me.
Yeah, he adds another one to the second phase with the other dragon, I think.
Oh, this man's on me. Ow. Oh, that's not one.
See, I went into the middle.
Ooh, let's go this way. Just watch the ground. Oh, my fingers! Let's try this now. Alright. So about that plan?
Hey, I think you were a little off with your timing, though. But it worked for me when I did it. Anyway, let's kill Midgard Storm. He's got 3% health left after we kill his dragons. Bang, he's dead. That worked. See, that was good. We did it, Chris.
Ah.
Chris is the white mage. He's the healer.
The simplest healer.
There's two other healers.
Which one's the book person?
Scholar, that's the other healer. And then there's Astrologian.
No. I mean, who is the book person in our team?
The summoner, this bottom one.
You get it because you revived me. Hooray.
So yeah, the one with the cone is the summoner. The one with the kind of swirly circle is the ninja. Speed, there's no class called Animalist.
There should be, though.
Moment's reprieve.
I mean, there is a class. There's a job that's not in the game, but was in like Final Fantasy V and stuff called Beastmaster, where you controlled animals, I think.
Guided by a star.
He was an Arcanist when he started.
Yeah. What does he sound like when he's like, oh, the fucking, the doctor from WarioWare?
Dr. Krygor?
Guided by a star? Catch.
My people.
Oh, you mean the doctor? I thought you were talking about Dr. Krygor from WarioWare.
Shall burn.
Ishgard shall burn. Alright, well, there we go. Like, hey man, don't do that.
Must answer for their father's misdeeds.
That's not really a good way of thinking, my man.
We do not forget. We do not forgive.
No, dragons, you gotta forgive.
7 children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end.
Really held on to that B there.
Trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen. Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent.
The myth of consent.
Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
That looks harmful.
No, it's not. I trust him.
Oh, look, we're in the crystal space. Look at our crystals.
All the crystals.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not supposed to be that color.
Midgard Sormer is turning off your crystals.
Oh, great. Now we gotta go collect them again. And then the game restarts. Oh, come on, man.
I can't believe all those crystals we spent A Realm Reborn collecting were turned off and made not good anymore.
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker.
He laughed like Gavin! That's ridiculous! That's so... Oh my god.
Thou art mistaken.
It's too bad Gavin listened to the Japanese dub.
It shall be by another's hand, not mine.
Kind of a douche, though, man.
I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing. Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more.
You're gonna have to lift yourself up by your bootstraps.
Now we don't get Hydaelyn power. We don't get that.
Oh,
hey,
but
look,
do I get a little dragon?
That's a little dragon, though.
What are you doing now, dude?
The covenant binds.
Look, it's small Midgard Sormer.
Mini Midgard Zormer?
I shall watch, listen, and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp.
I like how the sun is constantly behind his head.
Oh, it's gone now.
He turned off the sun now, though.
Of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole,
Yeah, the piano's going crazy.
the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song heraldeth our beginning and an end.
Stop looking at me like that.
Well, now we've got a small Midgard Sormer who's gonna follow us around.
he's a minion now if you want him.
Yeah, you got him as a minion.
I don't think I want him. He's just like, I'm gonna chill out with you. And I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
That screwed me, dude. Oh, I'm like, right, that doesn't matter. Is that why it's called Midgar?
I don't know.
Oh, I can't believe I actually clicked it.
First try.
Hey guys, we have a problem. I don't have my god power anymore. He's probably expecting some good shit. Ooh.
Yeah, they did flicker for a second, didn't they? That looked weird.
He talked with a dragon? He must be a heretic. Fucking... Just another brick room. No, we didn't tell him. No! Oh no, okay, I'm gonna say it. Oh, I'm unharmed.
I think that's still classified as being harmed mentally. So
Yeah.
he did harm you.
Why don't I have him flying behind me right now? Wouldn't that make sense?
Well, he can appear and disappear when he feels like it. He's Midgard Stormer. He's mysterious.
Just ask him some questions. Oh, there he is. We have to linger on his text boxes like 5 times the length. Couldn't he look a little cooler though? I know he's supposed to be a baby dragon, but like, come on.
But if he's not cute, why would you spawn him as a minion to trail behind you?
Because he would be cool. He looks like a weird baby monster that came from the
My
slime.
friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Wormlord and lived to tell the tale.
Not really just an astral projection of him. What was that?
I give thanks to Halone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature.
Is it an invisible
Will they be
wall?
enough to repel a massive force?
A gate.
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different.
Okay.
And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
I thought their whole thing was like, whatever she says or thinks, I would say or think.
Bye.
Those
Countless
dragons won't
assaults
do
weathered,
anything.
And this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
Because there's a whole expansion about it. It's like Oh, they're not gonna get through it. They've never gotten through before.
What if they do, though?
Stupid fucking dragons. When you get your breakfast. Man, Ashians and dragons. And the working class rising up.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
We want to make a big magic
don't keep us all
weapon,
in suspense.
by the way. Then how do I even
Just in
describe
case
this?
anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we
perfect.
already know.
Oh, beautiful.
So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void.
And we're in the tutorial zone
Therefore,
again.
the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Trap them in a jar.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade,
Wand.
of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please
Oh.
tell me you're joking.
Oh.
God's sakes, Ida.
Foolish.
I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods?
It's like a vehicle
Being
to explain
intangible
that.
matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Oh, I hope he's not talking
right,
to me.
yes. It's all coming back to me.
Man, imagine if this game had tests.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian soul? Or still more?
It's supposed to be a big boat, by the way.
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
Like it was an
That's the very
arena that
problem
we
we
stood
set
in.
out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, There is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A Malm away, say?
I don't know how
If we
far
could
that
do
is, but
that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea.
we'll build towers.
I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that.
What the fuck?
But no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan?
This
There you
just
will find
listening
corrupted
through the
crystals
door.
of middling size,
Yep,
standing
just
a
on
reasonable distance
time.
apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength.
I forget what this means.
Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support,
place creating
the
the
14th
smog.
Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals.
Yes.
Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Arceans will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalymo shall accompany you. Ida and Y'shtola,
Nod.
in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you're able. Go well, and be safe.
Except me. I'll just stand there, I guess. Wait, we're talking him in here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Might as well do that. I want to go to the overworld before I end the stream.
Alright.
Hate this pocket dimension place. They don't know I don't have my crystal powers. Yeah, Rosia must be united. Yeah. All right. All right, see you, Kevin. I was gonna end anyway, so. Thanks for sticking around after the raid, though. Nope, too far away. Even though it's like kind of spoilers, like you probably don't even know what's going on anyway. So it's not that bad. But if I teleport here, is this a moon area? Processing plant? Then we'll try it. Ooh, look at that, almost coordinated. You can always play on the PlayStation 4. Alright, then we gotta find the point. Oh wait. No, I can just chill here actually. Still got my bonus experience. Oh great, here we go again. Where is the quest? Oh, right here. Okay. There we go. But Gavin plays on PS4. He loves it. Yeah. Like, having button macros basically is nice for the controller, but then for everything else I feel like a mouse and keyboard is superior. Except for finger problems when you're fighting a Dragon Lord. Alright, I don't know what happened to Evan. Hasn't talked in a while. But I'm gonna end the stream. Is anyone smallish live? Not really. So I have nowhere to send anyone. Dang it! I can raid and I can't at the same time. Oh well. But yeah. If you wanna see how this shakes out, I'm gonna still be streaming this whenever convenient. Probably not in the next. Yeah, who knows? Like, I won't say in the next 4 days. The weekend is the easiest time to stream this, but who knows? I might force some time in myself. That's what I would prefer, but you know, that's what I've preferred for months now. Anyway, thank you for coming out. Thank you, Carl, for the raid. And I can't think of a third thank you, but yeah.